Today we're going to practice listening for the beginning sounds in words. For this activity, you need your Fundations hybrid packet, your crayons, and a pencil. Press pause, go get those things, and press play when you're ready to start. Open up your Fundations packet to page 12. 12 is a 1 with a 2. The first thing I do is always the same. I pick up my pencil and I write my name. I want you to touch the letter at the top of the page. This is letter A. A is a vowel. And the sound that this letter makes is ah, like an apple. Say A, apple, ah. Great job. I want you to pick up your orange crayon and I want you to color the letter A orange. This is letter A. A makes the sound ah. So now we're going to be detectives and we're going to look at these pictures on the right-hand side, and if the picture starts with ah, we're going to make it orange. This is a picture of a girl. Do you hear ah at the beginning of girl? Nope. Say astronaut. Do you hear ah at the beginning of astronaut? I sure do. Make that astronaut orange. Touch the third picture. This is an apple. Do you hear ah at the beginning of apple? Yes, that's the key word that helps us remember what sound the letter A makes. A, apple, ah. Touch the fourth picture. This is a goat. Do you hear ah at the beginning of goat? Nope, neither do I. What about alligator? Say alligator. Do you hear ah at the beginning of alligator? Yes, make that alligator orange. And touch the last picture at the bottom. What's that a picture of? Ghost. Do you hear ah at the beginning of ghost? Me either. Okay, so we practiced looking for words that start with ah, like an A, apple, ah. Now it's time to look for words that start with this letter. This letter is G, and G makes the sound G, like in G, game, G. I want you to take your blue crayon and make the letter G blue. So now we're going to listen for G at the beginning of the word. Say girl. Do you hear G at the beginning of girl? I sure do. Make that girl blue. I'm even going to make her face and her hair blue. That's kind of silly. Okay, let's go down to the fourth picture. That is a goat. What sound do you hear at the beginning of goat? G. Make that goat blue. And the last picture we have to look at is this ghost at the bottom. What sound do you hear at the beginning of the word ghost? Do you hear ah, or do you hear g? G. Go ahead and make that ghost blue. Great job. So we're going to practice writing the lowercase letter A and G together. And then when we're finished, I'll give you some time to cut out those pictures and glue them where they belong. Go ahead and pick up your pencil for me. The first letter that we're going to practice writing together is A. Repeat after me. Point to the plane line. Go back on the plane line. down around to the grass line, up to the plane line, trace down to the grass line. A, apple, A. Let's do that again. Point to the plane line, go back on the plane line, down around to the grass line, trace up to the plane line, trace down to the grass line. A, apple, A. Let's do that again. Point to the plane line, go back on the plane line, down around to the grass line, up to the plane line, trace down to the grass line. A, apple, A. Go ahead and practice writing the letter A 4 more times. So press pause, write those lowercase letter A's, and press play when you're ready to continue. The last letter that we're going to practice writing today is G. Say G, game, G. The lowercase letter G starts exactly the same as letter A. So repeat after me. Point to the plane line, go back on the plane line, down around to the grass line, up to the plane line, trace down to the worm line, curve back towards the worm. Let's do that again. Point to the plane line, go back on the plane line, down around to the grass line, up to the plane line, trace down to the worm line, curve back towards the worm. We're going to make one more letter G together. Say G, game, G. Point to the plane line, go back on the plane line, down around to the grass line, trace up to the plane line, down to the worm line, curve back towards the worm. I want you to write the lowercase letter G 4 more times on your own, and when you're finished, cut out the pictures along the right-hand side and glue them where they belong. All of the pictures that start with A go next to letter A, and all of the pictures that start with G go next to the letter G. Good job listening.